In order to be successful in the stock market, guys, you have to not only rely on one single stock, but you have to diversify. Diversification is really one of the main key of success into the stock market. So if you're a beginner, especially if you are a beginner, I will recommend not only focusing on one stock. It's true that most of my videos have been on AMC, but that's just a coincidence of time, because my whole intent here is to really help people out, educate them toward how to navigate the stock market, how to understand the rule, how to educate themselves and be as knowledgeable as possible in order to make as more profits as possible, whether it's short term, medium term, and long term. So that being said, now AMC had another rough trading day, another rough trading session, finishing up with almost 10% lost, for the day. I really wanted it to be minor, 10%, because of the short selling restriction rule that will be into place. But if you look at last week, even when we have the SSR rule in place, the short still gave back and pulled back seriously. So I don't even know if at this point it doesn't matter, but it is what it is. But personally, I think this is good. If we look at this chart from the Volkswagen short squeeze that happened in 2008, remember we had a kind of a mini short squeeze, which is kind of where we stand now for AMC, and then we had a pullback to pretty much a hair above the price at which it was trading at before the whole thing started, which I think since then 6 has really been kind of the floor. So the support, the minimum price to which the stock has been trading so far since this whole thing started. So this is one of the reasons why I really think we can still have a short squeeze to happen. I'm really optimistic about it, because these two were very, very similar. So there are other reasons, or other data that will tell us or give us kind of a confirmation or direction, or whether or not we can expect another short squeeze to happen. And we're gonna dive into it in a second. Now, I want us to look at something before we dive into some of the articles I prepared for you guys. So let's see what happens if we have both the AMC chart and the GameStop chart. So this is both of those charts, the blue one representing AMC, and then the yellow one representing GameStop. So this is the 5-day chart. You can see that they follow the same pattern. They follow the same movement. This is the 1-month chart, and this is the 6-month chart. So the spike really happened there for GameStop, but there wasn't really a spike happening for AMC, so you can consider it a mini short squeeze, but it wasn't as huge as GameStop was, even though some people think the short squeeze is still has already happened for AMC. This might give them a different story. So again, 1 month chart, they follow the same pattern. If you go to the 5-day chart, we'll see that they follow the exact same pattern as well. Same thing with the 1 day. So just for this reason, I wanted to put it into perspective for you guys, just to see that even though people are saying that the shorts already covered into AMC, I don't see that happening, because the fact that we are putting both of these shorts together, the fact that they're following the same pattern means shorts may not have been covered into AMC. So we know that AMC is still a high shorted fund. So the numbers we're looking at now are not up to date. These are actually from January 29 from high short interest stocks. You can still see that, at the time AMC was still at 78%, which is pretty high. So tomorrow we know that, we'll have the FINRA report that will come out on February 9. That will be the latest update from the brokerage, that will disclose exactly how much percentage are we still sitting at, are we still looking at for, those high shorted stocks. So what we want to see tomorrow is those numbers getting higher. So if we see this number go maybe 80% or 85 or even 90%, we can definitely have more confidence into, a buying pressure increasing significantly into the coming days, because, everybody will still kind of go back and have the confirmation that the shorts are still in, and, they will want to have those people buying again in order to increase the buying pressure for the short squeeze to happen. Will it happen necessarily? No, we don't know that yet, but tomorrow will give us kind of a clear direction. But in the meantime, I also want to point our attention here, guys. This is an article that came out in 2015 where, the SEC fined $2 million to Morgan Stanley. So Morgan Stanley being a huge bank, investment bank here in the US, because they failed to comply accurately on reporting the short sale positions they had on their systems and involving billions of dollars of shares. So this is just to say, guys, even though we know tomorrow everyone is just kind of waiting on your February 9 report from the FINRA, but in the meantime, if those banks and those hedge funds have the ability to pay a $2 million fine, that's peanut for them. So they might be able also, because they know that a buying pressure might potentially be coming in if the high short rate is still very, the short interest ratio is still very high. This will draw a lot of attention, which consequently will be resulting into a high buying pressure, and this is not good for them. So they may potentially not reporting the right numbers, so that's something that, at the point you think that but you don't really know, because the numbers are not as accurate as the reality is. So this is something to keep in mind, when and to kind of, be careful when we will look at that number tomorrow. Again, going back to the comparison between the two charts of AMC and GameStop, we can see that there is still a lot of market manipulation going out, because, I don't know anyone who sold AMC yet. Everyone is just kind of buying, holding, averaging down, averaging up. So that's something that we'll have to keep our eyes on tomorrow morning, because we all know there's still a lot of volume, especially on the options world. So this is from barchart.com. It gives you the all US exchanges volume leaders in terms of options. So we can see that, this is AMC. We still have 128 million as of today. So at the point today, this was really at the top or the second on the list. So this gives us another confidence, or another, confirmation that there is still a lot of people involved into the AMC trade. So all of this to say, guys, that when I compile all these, articles, all these new information, all these new data, I still think, I'm still confident that there can be another short squeeze, or a real short squeeze that will happen for AMC. There have been rumors around Amazon buying AMC. I mentioned that in my latest video on AMC. But neither AMC nor Amazon was able to confirm or deny that information. So tomorrow definitely will be a big turning point, as we will looking forward to see exactly what those short percentage from the FINRA reports are. So guys, let me know in the comment section what you think about tomorrow's going to be, if you still think a short squeeze is to happen, and when it will be happening in your opinion, and what are you still either buying or holding AMC shares. All right, thanks guys, see you in the next video. Cheers.